Part 1. Introduction. Have you ever felt tired even after a full night's sleep? Do you ever wonder why peace still escapes you, even when life looks fine? Have you spent years trying to fix everything, only to feel more lost? If you said yes to any of that, you are not alone, and you're in the right place. Hi friends, welcome back to Son.Mindfulness. This is a space for learning how to live more lightly, breathe more deeply, and return to what truly matters. If this is your first time here, I'm so glad you've joined us. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what we're about to explore might shift something inside you, in a good way. There's a quiet epidemic most people don't talk about. We're not just tired from work or stress, we're tired from holding on too tightly to everything. We try to control our careers, our families, our emotions, our image, the future. We cling to roles, results, routines. We believe that if we just hold tight enough, life won't fall apart. But what if that grip is the very thing weighing you down? What if the weight you carry is the grip you refuse to release? Let me tell you about David. He's 62, a proud father, a strong provider. He recently retired, but his mind never did. He worried constantly about his adult children. He gave advice, he interrupted, he hovered out of love, but it left him exhausted, disconnected, invisible in his own home. One day he stopped. He didn't speak, he didn't control, he just listened, and something shifted. His children began to grow into themselves. His home became lighter, and for the first time in years, he smiled. Letting go doesn't mean you stop loving, it means you stop controlling. It means trusting life, even when it feels uncertain. When you let go, you don't lose. You return to stillness, to peace, to the version of yourself that isn't exhausted all the time. Here at Son.Mindfulness, we share wisdom from Buddhist philosophy, mindfulness, and real-life practice. We talk about healing, clarity, living from presence instead of pressure. If you find value in what we share, please subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and share this video with someone you love. You deserve to rest. You deserve to feel free inside your own life. You deserve to discover that letting go isn't defeat, it's your next beginning. So what are you holding on to today? What might shift if you simply let go? In the next chapters, we'll walk through 10 deeply transformative truths. Each one is simple but powerful. Each one will help you loosen the grip and find your breath again. Because maybe you don't need to try harder. Maybe you just need to let go. Part 2. The illusion of control. He had it all mapped out. A dream retirement, 2 homes, one by the beach, one in the hills, insurance plans, weekly golf games, monthly investments. Even his own funeral was prepaid. But every night, Jack lay wide awake, heart pounding, mind racing, afraid that one wrong move would ruin everything. Have you ever felt that way? You do everything right, plan, prepare, protect, but peace never quite arrives. Just more pressure. We've been taught that control brings safety, that if we hold life tightly enough, it won't fall apart. But the opposite is true. The tighter we grip, the more we suffer. Like sand slipping through a clenched fist. Buddhism teaches us, let go or be dragged. That's not a cute quote, it's a warning and a promise. Control is an illusion. It doesn't lead to freedom, it leads to fear. Fear of loss, fear of change. Fear that life will betray us if we loosen our grip. But what if letting go is not defeat? What if it's intelligence? What if surrender is not weakness, but wisdom? Think of General Dwight D. Eisenhower. Before the D-Day invasion, weather forced him to delay the operation. Many would have panicked. He paused, he adapted, he understood. Control ends where the sky begins. He couldn't command the clouds, but he could command calm. Are you clinging to things you can't control? A grown child's choices? A declining market? An aging body? How much of your energy is wasted fighting what's already shifting? Letting go doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop controlling. You stop forcing. You shift from fear to trust. Control says, I must fix everything. Wisdom says, I will respond with clarity. One chokes, the other breathes. Here's a thought. What if your obsession with getting it right is the very thing making it all go wrong? What would happen if you didn't tighten your plans tonight? What would happen if you just exhaled and allowed? The truth is, life unfolds best when we stop interfering. When we let go, we create space. Space for joy, space for alignment, space for surprises we couldn't have orchestrated. And yes, things may not go as expected, but often they go better than expected. Are you ready to loosen your grip? Are you ready to trade anxiety for awareness? Because the moment you stop gripping, you begin living. And that's the beginning of inner freedom. Remember this, control may feel comforting, but comfort isn't the same as peace. Only letting go leads there. You've spent a lifetime learning to hold on. What might open up if you learned how to let go? Now, take a deep breath and gently prepare to meet the greatest companion of letting go. Stillness. Let's move into part 3. The power of stillness, where clarity doesn't come from doing more, but from doing less. Part 3. The power of stillness. Do you remember the last time you sat in silence and actually felt okay? Not checking your phone, not solving a problem, just sitting, breathing, being. For most people, that feels impossible. Stillness feels like laziness, or worse, like failure. But what if stillness was the doorway to real power? In Buddhism, stillness isn't about doing nothing, it's about doing something deeper. It's listening, it's watching, it's waking up. The Buddha often sat in silence under the Bodhi tree. Not because he was escaping life, but because he was meeting it fully. Stillness clears the fog of overthinking. It calms the monkey mind, the one that jumps from fear, to worry, to regret, to planning, all in 30 seconds. Have you ever tried to fix something, only to make it worse? That's what the busy mind does. It stirs muddy water. It never lets the pond settle. But when you let go, when you stop trying to force clarity, the mud drops, the water clears, peace returns. Think of Nelson Mandela. He spent 27 years in prison, but he later said the real transformation happened in silence. In those quiet, long nights, he met himself, and he learned how to lead from stillness, not reaction. Are you afraid of silence? Do you find yourself filling every moment with noise? Try this. Sit down. Turn off everything. Close your eyes and ask, what am I really running from? Most of the time, it's not danger. It's discomfort. It's grief. It's truth. Stillness makes space for all of that, and more. It lets the pain breathe. It lets joy sneak back in. It gives your soul a chance to speak. And in that quiet, you begin letting go of the chaos, of the drama, of the need to figure everything out right now. When you practice stillness, you build inner resilience. You become the calm in the storm. You stop reacting. You start responding. You don't need a fancy retreat. You don't need incense or chants. You just need willingness. And 10 quiet minutes a day. Can you give yourself that gift? What might shift in your life if you made peace more important than productivity? Because here's the secret. Most of what you're chasing is already inside you, but you can't hear it through all the noise. Stillness isn't weakness, it's preparation. It's alignment. It's where all true letting go begins. So pause, be still, let go. And as you do, a new question emerges. What happens when caring too much begins to hurt? Let's explore that next in part 4, when caring too much hurts. Part 4, when caring too much hurts. She was always the strong one, the dependable sister, the glue of the family, the caregiver, the fixer. Her name was Linda. Retired nurse, 2 grown children, a husband battling illness, a neighbor who always needed something. Every day she gave and gave and gave, until one morning she collapsed. Not from illness, but from exhaustion, emotional burnout, spiritual depletion. Have you ever felt like that? Like you're carrying everyone else's life while forgetting your own? Many of us think caring means controlling. We micromanage, we rescue, we fix. But here's the truth, you can't pour from an empty cup. Letting go of over-responsibility is not selfish, it's sacred. Buddhism speaks of karuna, compassion. True compassion honors space. It allows others to grow, even through struggle. You don't need to be the savior. You don't need to be the solution. Think of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. He laughs often. Why? Because he understands impermanence. He shows compassion, but he doesn't carry the world's weight on his back. He lets people walk their path, even when it's messy, even when it's not what he would choose. Have you been confusing care with control? Do you believe your worth depends on being everything to everyone? Ask yourself this. If you stopped fixing everyone, would they fall apart or would they rise? Sometimes real love is letting go of expectations, letting go of guilt, letting go of the pressure to be perfect. You can still care deeply without clinging tightly. Try sitting with someone in pain and not offering advice, just presence, just eye contact, just love. That's powerful. That's healing. You are not responsible for everyone's happiness. You are responsible for your peace. And when you reclaim your peace, your care becomes clean, free, honest. Let go of the need to fix. Let people grow. Let life breathe. Because sometimes the greatest gift you can give is your absence of control. So pause and ask, are you truly caring or are you managing? It might be time to stop caring at all. It might be time for letting go. And when you do, you create space for trust, for mutual respect, for real connection. Let's walk together into the next insight. Part 5, Letting Go of Validation, where we untie our worth from the need to be seen. Part 5, Letting Go of Validation. He was a successful judge, respected, admired, invited to speak at universities, but when he retired, silence. No applause. No courtroom. No more, Your Honor. And he didn't know who he was anymore. Have you ever felt invisible when the titles fade? We live in a world obsessed with approval. Likes, applause, nods of validation. But here's a deep truth. You were never meant to perform. You were meant to be real. Letting go of external validation is hard. It feels like giving up our oxygen, but really we're just removing the mask. In Buddhism, this is called authentic presence. You show up without trying to impress. You serve without needing applause. The Buddha was not popular in his time. Many questioned him. He didn't chase approval. He stood in truth. What about you? If no one praised your work, would you still do it? If no one noticed your kindness, would you still give? Ask yourself, who am I? When no one's watching. Letting go of validation doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop depending. You shift from performance to alignment. You become your own witness. Each morning, instead of asking, did they like me? Ask, was I true to myself? Try it today. Validate yourself. Say, I did my best. I spoke with honesty. I rested without guilt. When you do that, you stop chasing the crowd, and you finally come home. Think of Maya Angelou. She said, I come as one, but I stand as 10,000. She didn't need praise. She was praise in motion. So what are you chasing? Applause or alignment? One fades, the other frees. You are enough. Even in silence, you matter. Even in stillness, you are valid, even without a stage. Let that truth sink in. Let it soothe the part of you that always needed to prove something. You don't need to be impressive. You need to be real. And when you do, the need for validation falls away, and something deeper rises. Let go of the noise. Let your truth be enough. Let your presence speak louder than approval ever could. Now breathe, and prepare yourself to meet life with radical trust. In Part 6, the Whatever Happens Mindset, we explore how letting go of expectations can make you truly unshakable. Part 6, the Whatever Happens Mindset. Life rarely asks for your permission. Plans fall apart, people change, health shifts, the future resists your design. And yet, we keep trying to hold everything still, as if we could freeze life into shape. Have you ever asked, why is nothing going my way? Maybe you were asking the wrong question. What if peace isn't about things going your way, but staying calm when they don't? This is the power of the Whatever Happens mindset. Not apathy, not giving up, but grounded wisdom. It's saying, I don't have to like this, but I can face it. Buddhism calls this equanimity, the ability to remain centered even when the world spins sideways. Imagine a mountain during a storm. Winds howl, rain pours, but the mountain does not flinch. Can you be that mountain? General Ulysses S. Grant faced endless setbacks during the Civil War. Losses, betrayals, delays. He didn't crumble. He adapted. He kept showing up. Not because he had certainty, but because he had steadiness. You don't need control to be strong. You need presence. Try this the next time something disrupts your plan. Pause. Breathe. Whisper gently, whatever happens, I remain. Letting go of control opens space for grace. Letting go of expectations invites surprise. Letting go of fear strengthens your inner root. Ask yourself now, what are you clenching that doesn't need to be clenched? What would shift if you stopped needing things to go your way? Let go of the script. Let go of the timeline. Let go of needing every outcome to affirm your worth. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you stop resisting what is. Like a river flowing around rocks, you adapt. You bend, you keep moving. That's not passivity, that's mastery. You're not ignoring life, you're flowing with it. What would your day look like if you stopped reacting and started responding? That's the heart of this mindset. Steady, quiet, free. The whatever happens mindset is a soft armor, not made of steel, made of surrender, and it works. Let go, let the wind blow, let the moment move. You will still be here. And now that we've made peace with unpredictability, let's turn inward. In part 7, You Are Not Your Thoughts, we'll explore how to stop believing everything your mind says and start living from awareness instead. Part 7. You are not your thoughts. There's a voice in your head. You hear it every day. It says things like, you're too late, you're not enough, this won't work, and you believe it. You feel it in your chest, your stomach tightens, your heart sinks. But here's the truth. You are not that voice. You are the one who hears it. Have you ever watched clouds pass across the sky? They drift in, they drift out. They don't define the sky, they just visit. Thoughts are the same. They visit. They are not you. Buddhism calls this mindfulness. The ability to observe without being owned. When you meditate, you learn this directly. You hear a thought, but instead of chasing it, you name it. This is just thinking. Then you return to your breath. Think of the great Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh. He taught children to smile at their thoughts. Not fear them, not fight them. Just smile and breathe. How would your life change if you stopped obeying every thought? Not every thought is true. Not every thought is wise. Not every thought deserves your energy. Try this. The next time your mind says, I'm failing, whisper back, that's just a thought. And let it go. The more you practice this, the lighter you become. The less drama, the less noise. Letting go of your thoughts doesn't mean you stop thinking. It means you stop identifying with them. You're no longer the prisoner. You're the witness, the open sky. Have you ever noticed that your best insights don't come when you're thinking hard? They come while walking, in the shower, while sitting quietly. That's because you finally made space. Letting go of overthinking allows wisdom to rise. Not from your mind, but from your stillness. Even the Buddha had thoughts, but he didn't believe them all. He watched, he waited, he moved from truth, not fear. So ask yourself, are my thoughts helping me or hijacking me? You don't have to fight your mind. You just have to stop following it blindly. Let go of the mental noise. Come back to your breath. Come back to now. Because the moment you stop chasing thoughts, peace begins to chase you. And that leads us to something powerful. In part 8, Surrender as Strength, we'll discover how letting go isn't defeat, but your deepest superpower. Part 8, Surrender as Strength. You were taught to hold on, to fight, to push through, to win at all costs. But what if that's not always strength? What if real power comes when you finally stop resisting? Picture a boat caught in a fierce current. The rower fights it, exhausted, drenched, getting nowhere. Then something shifts. He lets go of the oars, and the current carries him, not to disaster, but to stillness, to shore. That's surrender. Not giving up, but giving in to what already is. Have you ever kept forcing something long past its time? A job, a relationship, a dream that no longer fits? You tried harder, held tighter, but nothing flowed. Buddhism calls this attachment, and it's the root of suffering. When you're ready to surrender, you stop forcing, you stop panicking, you move with the river, not against it. Think of Nelson Mandela again. Released after 27 years in prison, he didn't seek revenge, he surrendered the past and built peace. That's real power, that's letting go in action. What are you still fighting right now? What truth have you been avoiding because it hurts to face? Try saying this aloud, I don't know. And that's okay. Feel the relief, the freedom. Surrender doesn't mean you don't care. It means you trust something deeper. Life, timing, alignment. Letting go doesn't stop life from unfolding, it lets life unfold better. Are you rowing in circles right now? Tiring yourself just to stay afloat? Pause. Feel your grip. Now soften it. Let go. You don't need to control everything. You just need to be present with what is. Every time you surrender, your wisdom grows, your nervous system calms, your soul breathes. Ask yourself, where am I forcing something that no longer flows? Then sit quietly and listen. The answer's already inside you. Even the Buddha surrendered, not to weakness, but to awakening. He stopped chasing desire, stopped resisting pain, and in that silence he woke up. You can too. So stop rowing so hard. Let the current carry you. You're not lost. You're just learning how to trust again. Let this surrender be your strength. And now that your grip is softer, we can enter a space few dare to stay in. Part 9, the gift of groundlessness, where uncertainty becomes the soil for your next transformation. Part 9, the gift of groundlessness. There's a quiet fear we rarely speak aloud, the fear of groundlessness, of not knowing, of floating without a plan. Have you ever felt like the ground was gone beneath your feet, like nothing made sense anymore? Losing a job, an identity, a relationship, a version of yourself. It feels like falling, but what if falling is part of becoming? Buddhism teaches that life is impermanent. Nothing is fixed, not even you. Change isn't the problem. Our resistance to change is. Letting go of certainty is terrifying, but it's also sacred. It's where transformation begins. Think of the caterpillar. In the cocoon, it doesn't grow wings. It dissolves completely. No more legs, no more shape, just unformed life. Have you been resisting your cocoon? Many people over 50 feel this shift. Retirement, empty nests, health changes, roles fading. It can feel like losing yourself, but maybe it's the self you're not meant to be anymore. Thich Nhat Hanh once said, "Thanks to impermanence, everything is possible." Letting go of your old identity makes room for a deeper one. The real you, the unshakable you. Ask yourself, what are you clinging to that no longer fits? What story are you telling about who you have to be? You don't need to fix the ground, you need to trust that you are the ground. Try saying this, I don't know what's next, and that's okay. That's not weakness, that's faith. Faith in the unfolding. Faith in life itself. General Douglas MacArthur rebuilt Japan after World War II, not with control, but with adaptation. He didn't cling to the past, he leaned into what could be. What might open if you surrendered the old map, if you stopped needing everything to make sense? Often clarity comes after chaos, wisdom comes after the fall, and freedom comes when you finally let go of certainty. So if everything feels like it's falling apart, maybe it's just falling into place. Breathe into that. Feel the space it creates. You are not lost, you are being remade. And now, in this new openness, you are ready to stop chasing the future and start living the present. Join me next in part 10, Let the Moment Lead, where we'll discover how presence reveals the path you are always meant to walk. Part 10. Let the moment lead. You've planned, You've prepared, you've double-checked everything, and still life surprises you, sometimes gently, sometimes like a slap. Have you ever asked, why isn't life following my script? Because it never does, and maybe it's not supposed to. Buddhism teaches that life unfolds one breath at a time, not in your plans, but in presence. Letting go of the script doesn't mean you're lost, it means you're finally listening. Imagine a river. It doesn't resist the rocks, it flows, it bends, it adapts. The river doesn't need a map, it becomes the path. Can you live that way? Can you wake up each day and ask, what is this moment asking of me? Not yesterday, not 5 years from now, right now. Thich Nhat Hanh called this engaged mindfulness, fully present, fully alive, not stuck in your head. Think of Steve Jobs. He once said, you can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking back. When he dropped out of college, it made no sense. Later, it led to Apple's revolutionary design. He didn't force the future. He trusted the now. What are you trying to force today? What would shift if you stopped pushing? Letting go of control invites curiosity. Instead of, will this work? Try, what's here to learn? Instead of, how do I fix this? Ask, what truth is unfolding? This is how presence becomes power, not because it guarantees results, but because it roots you in reality. Try this practice. When you feel tense, pause, close your eyes, breathe. Then ask, what is the kindest next step? Let that moment guide you. No rush, no panic, just one honest response at a time. Most of life isn't asking for control, it's asking for attention. And when you give it your full attention, it gives you the clarity you were chasing. Let go of the timeline, let the moment lead, because life isn't something to master. It's something to meet. And now that you've stopped running ahead, let's explore what happens when you do less and become more. In part 11, The Art of Doing Less, we'll uncover how stillness invites the life you've always longed for. Part 11. The Art of Doing Less. You've worked hard your whole life, you've held things together, you've shown up even when it hurt, but now something deeper is calling, not to do more, but to be more. Buddhism teaches, true peace isn't found through effort, it's found through stillness. Imagine a lotus. It doesn't force itself to bloom. It rises through still water. It opens because it's time. Have you been trying too hard lately? To fix, to prove, to stay in control? What if letting go of the hustle is how you finally arrive? Doing less doesn't mean being lazy. It means moving from alignment, not anxiety. Think of the late poet Mary Oliver. She once wrote, "Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life?" She didn't rush. She wandered. She listened to nature and let it shape her soul. Doing less gave her room to feel more. Have you made space for your inner voice lately? Or are you drowning in noise? Try this. Each day set aside 10 minutes. No goal, no podcast, just breath, just body, just being. That stillness is not a luxury. It's medicine. Letting go of constant motion brings you back to center. You begin to hear what matters. You start moving from truth, not pressure. And from that place, your next steps become clear. No more proving, no more pushing, just presence. And presence is more than enough. Ask yourself, what would I set down today if I truly believed I'm already enough? Maybe it's the guilt. Maybe it's the calendar. Maybe it's the inner voice that says you must earn your rest. Let go of that story. Rest is holy. Doing less can transform everything, not because of what you accomplish, but because of who you become in the process. So slow down, soften, be here. There is power in your pause. There is wisdom in your stillness. And now, as you settle into the space of less, you're ready to receive more than ever before. Let's bring all of this together now. In our final reflection and call to action, we'll revisit the 10 truths that have been whispering to you and invite your heart to respond. Part 12, Final Reflection and Call to Action. You made it to the end. That already says something powerful about you. You're ready to let go. You're ready to live lighter. You're ready to come home to yourself. Let's take a quiet moment to reflect. What have you been holding on to too tightly? What pain are you ready to release? Throughout this journey, we explored 10 gentle truths, each one a doorway to peace, each one a small surrender that can change everything. Here's a quick look back. 1. Control is an illusion. The more you grip, the more you suffer. 2. Stillness is strength. You don't need more thoughts, you need more silence. 3. Caring too much can hurt. Love doesn't mean carrying what isn't yours. 4. Chasing approval weakens you. You are enough, even in silence. 5. Whatever happens, you remain. Peace comes from trust, not control. 6. You are not your thoughts. You are the sky, not the clouds. 7. Surrender is a superpower. Stop rowing. Let the current carry you. 8. Groundlessness is growth. Falling apart can mean falling into place. 9. The moment knows the way. Stop pushing. Let life lead. 10. Doing less is doing more. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. Each one whispers the same invitation. Let go. You don't need to fix your whole life today. You don't need all the answers. You just need one breath, one pause, one release. That's where real letting go begins. Not in theory, but in practice. Not tomorrow, but now. Can you start today? Can you give yourself permission to rest? To breathe deeply? To stop holding everything together? What's one thing you can let go of this week? A thought, a fear, an old version of yourself? We'd love to know. Share it in the comments. Your story might inspire someone else. Did any part of this journey speak to you? Which moment or lesson touched your heart the most? Take a moment to write it down. Reflect on it. Live it. Because transformation doesn't come from reading alone. It comes from experiencing. You've already begun that process, and we celebrate that with you. From the heart. Thank you. Thank you for walking this path. Thank you for showing up for yourself. If this message helped you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, Son.Mindfulness. Turn on notifications so you never miss new insights. And most importantly, share your thoughts in the comments. We read every message and we grow together. May you be strong, may you be kind to yourself, may you always find peace in the letting go. From our heart to yours, we wish you health, we wish you clarity, we wish you love, light, and endless good luck. And remember, start with one breath, one release, one moment. That's where freedom begins. Thank you.